Video location at home, video title, Hands Off the Wall. When I was younger, we went on this absolutely amazing family holiday to New Zealand. And the reason it was so amazing was because when we got there, we rented a huge camper van, and that meant that we all got to be together. It meant that we got to go to different parts of New Zealand. And it also meant that we got to pretty much spend the night wherever we wanted to, at a different place every night. And the reason I remember this family holiday so well was because my dad videoed the whole thing on one of these old style digital camcorders. You know, the ones where you slide your hand up the side in between like the camera and this bit of leather. Yeah, one of those bad boys. And we were able to watch this footage for years after. We were able to relive that holiday for years after the holiday itself. And there's this one bit of the video in which we're at campsite and we found this indoor swimming pool, and we were straight in. And my brother is clearly a very confident swimmer. He's going up and down this swimming pool like no tomorrow. It's only small, but he's going up and down. He knows what he's doing. I used to just follow him and whatever he did. So I get in as well, but I'm not a confident swimmer. I didn't know how to swim. So in this video, I'm holding on to the side of the pool, just going round the outside the pool. I'm scared. I don't know what's in this. I don't know how to swim, but I'm clearly excited because in this video, I would not shut up. But my dad's behind the camera and he's trying to encourage me to swim, to push off the side, to go and at least face the challenge that is swimming. I wanted to hold on to that picture just for a moment. In my last video, I spoke about faith and what it is to have faith and the fact that we all put our faith in something. And I spoke about some examples of places that we put our faith. And you might have thought, you know what, this is wasted on me. You might have thought it's gone straight over my head. But have you thought about the fact that where our faith is, our fear goes with it? Our fear lies in our idols. For example, success. If your faith lies in being successful, we have a fear of not being successful. If, for example, our fear is money, we have a fear of not having enough money or not having any money or not having a way of making money or even spending money. We feel uncomfortable in spending too much money. If it's another popular one is looking good. If looking good for you is an idol, something of importance, you're fearful of the idea of going out and not looking good. And that could be aesthetically, that could just be in the work that we do on a day-to-day basis. Fear usually hangs on to the things that we put our faith in other than God. Fear keeps the child clinging onto the side of the swimming pool, fearful of the unknown, fearful of the uncertainty, but also the uncertainty of the father figure. What is it that you're resting your faith on other than God? And why do you think that is? I'd like to suggest that every worry that you have, every concern that you have, anxiety, depression, comes from a place of placing yourself as the idol other than God. We are people at the end of the day. We're inconsistent, we're fallible, we're imperfect, yet we expect perfection from ourselves and we beat ourselves up when we fall short of that. When we worry and fear for things, we place those worries and fears more important than God himself. God would never force you to put him in front of these concerns, but I can tell you for one thing, God wants you to place him at the center point of your life. As a father instructs us to leave the edge of the pool, to test ourselves in order to learn something new about ourselves, God calls us to leave the things that we cling on to in order to put trust in him. You see, my dad saw the bigger picture. My dad knew that things would be all right. And it leaves us with, as children, metaphorically, with the decision to make, to drop the things that we hold on to drop the life of fear and being controlled for a life of freedom, for a life in abundance, that we have there set before us. And I want to clarify that having a life of faith or being a Christian, following Jesus, doesn't promise us that we won't suffer. Jesus didn't die so that we can be free of suffering. Jesus was the example of how to suffer, but he doesn't plan for us to live in fear. That there is reason in us being here, purpose to our existence, but that we need to keep focused on him. Everybody has a faith. Everybody puts their faith in something, but not everybody's faith leaves them without fear. And the way of finding out what you put your faith in, finding out what you fear and working your way back. Thanks, guys.